Okay, welcome to Algebra 1 videos. We're going to start with section 1.1. But before we go ahead and go into the sections, I'm going to tell you exactly how it's going to go throughout the year for you to understand what to do. And we went over it a little bit in class, hopefully. Basically what we're going to be learning this section is variables in algebra. Okay, so those are the letters representing certain values. But throughout the year, and I'm not going to have this on every one, but this one is important for you to know. You need to, the first thing you need to do is write vocabulary before the video. So before you write your notes, before you play this on YouTube, go ahead and just write the vocabulary and their definitions down. That way I know you're somewhat familiar with them and we can use them. So that's expected for every video. And it's the bold letters in your book. Now, the second thing for you to do is every board that I have, I'm going to go through it and go through examples. When I'm done with the board, you're going to go ahead and pause and then write down everything that's on the board. And then once you're done writing it down, then play it, and then we'll go through the next board. So for every board, you're going to watch, then you're going to pause, you're going to write down, and then you're going to play it. Okay, this is because it's very important that you don't write while I'm talking, because you can't multitask really and get 100%. You can multitask and get probably like 80% of one and 20% of the other, but it's important that you get 100% of each of what I'm hearing and what you're writing. I mean, what I'm saying and what you're writing. So you should pause, write, and then play it again. That's the power of YouTube in these videos. The third one is at the end of each lesson, I have answers for problems for you to answer. So go ahead and complete those on your own and bring them into class. That's how I know where you are. If you don't understand them, just try your best and we'll go in and we'll go over it. No worries. You don't have to have them done in order to get full credit on your notes. Just somewhat of an attempt, or at least so you and I can both understand where you are in the understanding of this section. Okay? So the first, we're going to start with key concepts, and then we're going to do with examples. So this is going to be a short video after this. The main key concept you need to understand is evaluating expressions. So you're going to have to write this expression, and then you're going to substitute the numbers for what it's worth, and then you're going to simplify. Okay? And if you're not sure what those steps are, we're going to go through them as your examples, and then hopefully by then you'll know. So let's go here. It says evaluate when y equals 2. So basically this is my variable. This is the number, the value that represents my variable. So for this one, it's going to be 5, and I'm going to put a parentheses to show you that I'm plugging it in for y. So 5 times 2, which gives me 10. Okay? And with my answers and through everything that you do on the assignments, you need to make sure to go ahead and circle your answers or box them, whichever one. Sometimes I circle, sometimes I box. It's your choice. But that shows me that you're done with the work. Always, always, always show your work. So the next one is 10 over y. So I'm going to have 10 over my value 2, which 10 divided by 2 is 5. So that is my answer for that one. Now C, this is 2 plus 6. 6 plus 2 or 2 plus 6 gives me 8. Alright, pretty simple. Yes, you take the value for the variables and you plug it in and then you solve. This is supposed to be a y. So 14 minus 2 gives me 12. And this would be my answer. So what you would do here now is you would pause the video, then you would write everything down, and when you're done writing, then you play it again and we'll go to our next board. Alright? Our next one, it says here to find the distance d traveled in 2 hours by a race car going an average speed of 180 miles per hour. Use the formula distance equals rate multiplied by time. Now, a lot of times when you guys are faced with story problems, you kind of freak out, okay? It's understandable. Some of us just get nervous when it comes to words, and that's okay. As a math teacher, that happens to me too. So what we need to do is we just need to break things down. We need to make sure that we analyze exactly what we're doing. The first thing, and it doesn't have to be in order, I don't have to start from the top, but this is telling me to use a formula. And this formula is in words. So I'm going to go ahead and change this formula. So distance, right here, distance is labeled by d. So distance d, okay, equals rate, let's use r as rate, multiplied by time. Let's use T, the first letter, time. So distance equals rate over time. So it wants me to find the distance. So this is going to be what I'm solving for. This is what I want. It gives me my time. Time is 2 hours. And it also gives me the rate. Rate is what it's going. It's going 180 miles per hour. Okay? So what I'm going to go here is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug these in, 2 and 180. So D equals 2 times 180 degrees. 180 miles per hour. And that gives me D equals 360, okay, miles. Because the distance is in miles. Story problems need to be marked with, need to be labeled. So I can't just do 360. I have to do 360 miles. So please make sure to write that down. The next part is they want me to find the area and the perimeter. Now, if you look in your book, you'll find that the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. This is my base, and this is my height. The perimeter, okay, is the sum of all sides. So basically, I'm going to add all the sides. That's the term sum. Means sum of all sides. The area is a little more complicated, so let's just start with that one. The area is 1/2. The base is 9. Okay. Times height, which is 4. Alright? So, what we're going to do here is you're going to go ahead and do, you can either do 1/2 of 9 and then multiply that by 4, or you can do 9 times 4 and multiply that by 1/2. When you're multiplying, it doesn't really matter which order. It's just if I do 1/2 of 9, what do I end up with? A decimal. And I don't want to end up with a decimal. So I'm going to go ahead and go 1/2, and I'm going to multiply these together first, so times 36. Okay? And I'm going to divide 36. 1/2 of 36, which it will equal, sorry, I already wrote that down, 18. What that means is, if I multiply 1/2 times 36, it's going to look like 36 over 2. That's what it means. Because when you're multiplying a whole number in a fraction, it's 36 times 1, which is the top. Okay, you multiply it by the top and you divide it by the bottom. So I'm going to do 36 times 1, which is 1. So 36 over 2, which gives me 18. And the area is 18. The perimeter is a little more simpler. Okay, the perimeter is just a sum of all sides. So I'm going to do 8 plus 7 plus 9. Okay, 8 plus 7 is 15 plus 9. Alright, and then when I do 15 plus 9, that should give me 24. And then I go ahead and circle this. Now, if at all I've made any mistakes in these videos, and sometimes I will, and sometimes I already have, you can go ahead and comment in the box to tell me, Miss P, you messed up. This is the mistake. But for your example problems, so the ones you're going to do on your own, you're going to do page 6, number 14 and 15. So don't forget to go ahead and write this down, pause and write it down, and then finish it off with page 6, number 14 and 16. Thanks, guys.